Sister Wives Gabe Brown demanded accountability from Kody. During the Sunday, October 13th episode of Sister Wives, Gabe Brown revealed he demanded accountability from his father. He and Kody Brown have had a tumultuous relationship since the pandemic, but Gabe has always tried. Gabe has also been one of the few kids to tell his father how it is and not sugarcoat anything. That has been hard for his dad and could have squashed any chances of reconciliation. Keep reading for more details on what went down between the two of them. Gabe Brown demanded accountability from Kody. Growing up, Gabe Brown was very close to Kody Brown. There was a whole montage of them being best buddies, but Kody has made it clear that once his kids hit 18, they are on their own. That is not completely true, as he still coddles Robin Brown's three eldest. Things really fell apart during the pandemic, and Kody was very picky when it came to who he chose to spend his time with. He felt Janelle Brown and Cristin Brown Woolley's homes were unsafe and called their children disobedient. However, Robin Brown and her kids were very loyal to Kody, so that prompted him to stay with her. Many of the Brown children believed that the pandemic was just an excuse for Kody to be with Robin full-time, and he ran with it. Gabe was very hurt by his dad during a pivotal episode that broke many hearts. Kody had COVID and he called Gabe, knowing he had been through it. Gabe offered the advice that he could and they hung up, but what Kody forgot was that it was also his son's birthday. He called back later to send birthday wishes, but that broke Gabe and things have really never been the same. As Gabe Brown was spending time with his mother, he shared how he and his father could mend fences. According to People, it was all on Kody. This came after Kody and Gabe had tried to speak, but it was very uncomfortable. Kody kept trying to get his son to apologize to him. Not happening. The conversations which Kody Brown shared he had tried to reach out to Gabe were very basic. Gabe Brown detailed that they started like this. That was not going to happen, so Gabe took matters into his own hands. He let his father know how they could have a real and meaningful relationship. It was then that Gabe decided he was perfectly fine with not having his dad in his life anymore. Could things get back to normal, and would he be willing to work it out with his father? In Gabe's mind, it was all on Kody to truly make it right, and an act of God. Gabe Brown, one of Kody Brown's sons from the long-running show Sister Wives, has always been known for his gentle yet thoughtful demeanor. But when it came to his strained relationship with his father, Gabe reached a boiling point. In a heartfelt conversation with Kody that would soon become one of the most talked-about moments of the series, Gabe demanded something that had been missing for years: accountability. The Brown family, with their intricate web of relationships and plural marriage dynamics, has never been a stranger to drama. Over the years, viewers have witnessed tensions between the wives, struggles for attention, and the unique challenges of maintaining harmony in such a large and complex family. Kody, the patriarch, has often been at the center of these issues as he tried to balance his relationships with four wives: Mary, Janelle, Cristin, and Robin, and their many children. But as the family grew and their issues became more public, cracks in Kody's leadership and his connection with his children began to surface. Gabe, the son of Kody and Janelle, had always respected his father. In the early days, the bond between the two seemed unbreakable. Gabe admired Kody's strength and sense of purpose, and he looked up to him as the head of their expansive family. However, as the years passed, Kody's decisions, especially around the family's relocation to Flagstaff and his growing favoritism toward Robin and her children, led to a growing sense of alienation for Gabe. Gabe had always been a bit of a free spirit, someone who cherished family above all, but also valued honesty and fairness. As he grew older, he began to notice things about his father that didn't sit right. Kody's increasing distance from his other wives, the lack of attention he gave to the older children, and his seemingly one-sided dedication to Robin's branch of the family all weighed heavily on Gabe. It wasn't just about the physical distance or the change in location, it was the emotional distance that hurt Gabe the most. The turning point for Gabe came during the COVID-19 pandemic. Kody's strict rules for the family, especially regarding who could see whom and how they could interact, were a source of contention. While Kody had spent significant time with Robin and her children, his interactions with Janelle's side of the family were minimal. Gabe, in particular, felt the sting of this neglect. He missed his father, but more than that, he missed the sense of unity that once held their family together. In a particularly painful moment, Gabe broke down in front of the cameras, recalling how he had marked a special day in his life. His birthday, only to have it forgotten by Kody, who was too preoccupied with enforcing his pandemic rules. The emotional toll of that moment was evident on Gabe's face as he shared how he had hoped for even a simple phone call from his dad. It never came. This was not just a son feeling hurt. It was a son beginning to question the very foundation of his relationship with his father. How could someone who once prided himself on being a strong, present father drift so far from his children? And how could Kody claim to be a leader if he wasn't willing to acknowledge the pain he had caused? It was during one of their rare conversations that Gabe finally voiced what had been simmering for so long. He demanded accountability from Kody. He wanted his father to own up to his mistakes, to recognize that the choices he had made, especially in recent years, had damaged the family. Gabe wasn't interested in hearing excuses or justifications about the complexities of plural marriage. He didn't want to hear about how hard it was to balance everything. What he wanted, more than anything, was for his father to take responsibility for the hurt he had caused. "Dad, it's not just about the rules or the pandemic," Gabe said during their conversation. "It's about how you've handled everything. You've pushed us away, and now you don't even see how much we're hurting. We need more than just a father who shows up when it's convenient. We need you to be present. We need you to care about all of us, not just Robin and her kids." Kody, known for his defensive nature, initially struggled to respond. For years, he had been the one making decisions, guiding the family, and often brushing aside the emotions of his children, especially when they conflicted with his vision for the family. But Gabe's words struck a chord. There was something about the raw honesty in his son's voice that made Kody pause. Gabe wasn't being disrespectful or attacking him. He was simply asking for what every child deserves from their parent: accountability. As Gabe spoke, viewers could see the layers of pain and disappointment unraveling. This wasn't just about a single moment or a few bad decisions. This was about years of neglect, of prioritizing one part of the family over the other, of not seeing the bigger picture. And for Gabe, it wasn't about trying to change the past, but about healing the future. The conversation ended without a clear resolution, as many of the Brown family's discussions often do. But it was a pivotal moment for Gabe. He had spoken his truth and demanded something that Kody had rarely been asked for: honest accountability for his actions. Whether or not Kody would rise to the occasion remained to be seen. Still, for Gabe, this confrontation marked the beginning of his journey toward emotional independence and healing, even if it meant doing so without the full support of his father. The dynamic between Gabe and Kody may never fully return to what it once was, but Gabe's courage to speak up resonated with many viewers. It was a reminder that even in a family as large and complex as the Browns, every individual's voice matters, and sometimes demanding accountability is the first step toward healing and understanding.